Here are the basketball players we think are the most overpaid based on their PER rating, contract, and the public's expectations of what they should have brought to their team last season. Honorable mention, Jalen Brunson. He signed a massive deal with the Knicks for $104 million over 4 years. All that for one decent season on the Mavs? This is a very Knicks move that will probably blow up in their face. Number 7, Harrison Barnes. He's under contract with the Kings for 4 years at $88 million, but he only averages 16 points a game for the Kings. That, plus his player efficiency rating, or PER, is a measly 15.75, which means this guy is overpaid. Number 6, Gordon Hayward. His injuries have diminished his star power, but not his pocketbook. His PER is only 15.1, and he's averaging only 15 points a game. Yet, he's making about $30 million a year for 4 years on the Hornets. Overpaid much? Yeah. Number 5, Mike Conley, aka the 5th luckiest man on the planet. He's on a 3-year, $68 million contract, but only had a PER of 17.28 last season. That barely cracks the top 100 PERs in the league. And for a guy who was supposed to be the missing piece for Utah, he only averaged 13.7 points per game, and the Jazz got bounced out of the first round of the playoffs by Dallas. Conley's way overpaid. Way overpaid. Number 4, Tobias Harris. He's the 14th best paid player in the league, going into this season with a 5-year, $180 million contract. That's more than what Luka makes, more than what Trey makes, and Harris isn't even in the top 100 in PER and is only 43rd in scoring. He's very good at basketball, but 5 years to the tune of $180 million? I do not think so. No, overpaid. Number 3, John Wall. He's not bounced back to 100% since his injury. The man continues to get paid. He was set to be paid about $47 million on his max deal with the Rockets this year, but he's negotiated a buyout and is signing with the Clippers. That's just an enormous amount of money for a guy who will be at best a third option on the Clippers. Number 2, Kyrie Irving. He's set to make about $37 million this season, and that's too much money for a guy who just chooses to not show up to work. Last season, he only played 29 games, and now KD wants out, possibly because of this dysfunction. Kyrie is highly overpaid. And the number 1 most overpaid player in the NBA is Russell Westbrook. He's opted into his $47 million contract with the Lakers, and it'll probably be the last time he's offered this kind of money to play basketball. He only averaged 18 points a game, 7 boards and 7 assists last season. He's got solid third option stats, but he's not worth $47 million. And he's nowhere near as good as he was a few years ago when he signed that deal. He's making so much money that it's actually a detriment to the Lakers team that has one of the most expensive teams in the league. Yet they failed to make the playoffs last season. Russ is way overpaid. Thanks for watching, and stick with Deadspin.